what's another way other than writing that we can express ourselves, or we can communicate, or we can demonstrate how we feel, or manifest something? What's another way we do it?
Drawing.
Drawing. What else?
Dancing.
Dancing. What else?
Sports.
Sports. That's right. Pro athletes express themselves constantly. Difference between a pro and an amateur. Do you know what the difference is? Amateur thinks, a pro knows. See, an amateur thinks the ball is going to curve. A pro knows because the game is slowed down so much that at 100 miles an hour, he can see the spin of the ball. That's called a zone. So that's why when you look at pro athletes and quarterbacks, they know who open and they can take the risk because they see the game on a whole nother level. Because they tune, they train, their brain is trained, they do it over and over, right? When I played in college and I was a pro basketball player, so at Kansas, we had like 15,000 people, and it'd be yelling and screaming. But I could tell which one of my teammates were behind me by the way they ran, while everybody, because we hear and feel and see the game on a whole nother level, right? Because to you, it looks like chaos, but to athletes, it's order to the chaos, same as with writing. So sports is a great way. What other way do people express themselves? Sing, act, right? They direct, teach. What else? Paint, right? What about photography? We're expressing themselves. Poetry is another way, right? Rapping is another way. People that express themselves. Why do we express ourselves? I'm going to give you 2 reasons everybody expresses themselves. If you believe in spiritual, you come from a creator, and all he did was create. So that makes us many creators. We always want to create. We always want to build, make, or create something. The other reason is we are storytelling creatures. And we need to bring order to chaos. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to tell you. In the morning, when you wake up, before somebody says buenas noches, or before they say good morning, they say that first. After they say that, what do they say? How did you sleep? How's your day? How do you feel? And what do you give them? Other than fine or okay, that doesn't count. It's too short. What do you say? You told them how you sleep, you tell them a story, right? Because we are storytelling creatures. And why we want to express ourselves is because we want to be heard. That's why people like Twitter and IG, Snapchat. Because what is it? What does it have on your story today? Can you follow my story? Because everybody got a story to tell. And that's why you want to express yourself. Because if we don't express ourselves, it creates more illness and problems. Do you know why the people went to the theater in Greece in the beginning? They went because they believed the theater healed, that art healed people. Because it was a healing experience. That's why they went, to be healed, right? History really is a story of the past. That's what history is. What is science? What story is science trying to tell? He says the future. What else?
Biology.
Yeah, biology. So it's trying to tell us about the story of human makeup, animal makeup, right? The difference between a mammal, a reptile, and a bird and a fish, right? So that's the story, right? Physics is telling us one thing about how things move throughout the universe, right? Everything you do tells a story. So when you look at it like that, writing everything, right? So let's say I'm going to ask you a question, right? Okay, so we said, why are you here today? How about that? Why y'all come to Pops? Why you here? The reason I asked you that, you should know why you are at all places at all time. You shouldn't just, because if you don't, you're just showing up. And you're wasting your time. You have to know everything, why you here, what you want to get out of it. So what we do is when we write, remember we are storytelling creatures, but whenever somebody gives you an assignment, when we write what we want to do, when we communicate is bring order to chaos, right? And what that means is everything in the world is chaotic if you think about it. We just have to bring order to it. That's what school is, right? If we didn't have school, y'all just be running around crazy, figuring out what we're going to do. So they give you school so you can learn to bring order to chaos. That's why they make you read. That's why they make you do math. They want to give you order because the world is chaotic, right? It really is. So now, if somebody gives you something to write, right? And it's 3 pages, because sometimes I get a script and I have to turn in 120 pages, right? Between 110 and 120. Now, when people look at that, they say, ooh, that's a lot of pages. You know why they say that? Should I set my bar high or should I set my bar low? High, right? Wrong. That's why when you looked at it, they said that's a lot. So I look at 120 pages, I got 30 days, I'm gonna write 3 pages a day. So I set my bar low. You know why I set my bar low? Because a pro wants to win. And how do you win? You have to accomplish everything you want to do every day. So if you have 10 things and you only do 3, you feel like a loser. But if you have 3 things and you do 4, dang, I'm great. Because most people set themselves up to fail. They look at the 120 and say, I never get there. But all I got to do is 3. Let's say I do 4 a day. If I do 4 a day for 30 days, how many is that? That's why you set the bar low. The amateurs set the bar high, and that's why they never get anywhere. Pros set it low. A pro doesn't come out and say, I'm going to lift 350 pounds. A pro doesn't come out in October 15th, basketball season, said, I'm winning the NCAA tomorrow. No, that's when they started. But they started back in March when they lost their last game so they could get better. So you set the bars low so you can accomplish stuff. You be realistic so you can accomplish stuff because then you feel good about what you accomplish. The amateur, because our brains are wired to hold negative thoughts, they will say, oh, I can't do it. I can't make it. So they already defeated before they ever get out of bed because they set the bar too high instead of setting the bar low so they can accomplish something every day. Every night before you go to bed, you should think of what you want to accomplish tomorrow, your task. Very simple. Everything you know you can do. And then you add something. That's how you start to win because you want to set yourself up for success, not defeat yourself before you ever started. So then if I have a paper due, here's a simple thing. Everything you ever write is written in 3s. A beginning, middle, and end. Every sentence, beginning, middle, end. Every paragraph, beginning, middle, end. Every paper, you just go and divide it by 3s. Like that, right? Beginning, middle, and end. I'm glad that y'all are in here writing. Continue to express yourself. Always find people who won't judge your writing. Because here's the thing. I'm from Shelbyville, Kentucky, a town you never heard outside of Louisville. I'm dyslexic, can't spell, and I made more money writing than most people ever make money working. So I don't make excuses. I don't make excuses. Because a development person told me one thing. You can tell stories. That's all you got to remember. We'll pay somebody to correct it. So you got to know your strengths. And you always, when you write, a key is tell your story first. You be authentic. Because it doesn't matter if me and her went to the grocery store, her experience is going to be totally different than mine. So own your experience and own your voice. And I hope you got something out of it today. If you didn't, guess what? I did.